All right, sixth grade, welcome back to another video of Math Lessons with Mr. Morris. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mr. Morris, and let's get into it. We have prime factorization to talk about today. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a large number and we're going to break it down to all prime numbers. All prime numbers, okay? For example, 4 can be broken down into 2 times 2. But you don't break down 2 any further. You do not break it down to 2 times 1 and 2 times 1. That's a no-no. Okay, we don't want any 1s in there. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to give you a number, and we are going to then just slowly chop it up and break it down to all prime numbers. And then I'm going to show you how to write the answer, the final answer that is, in exponential form as an exponent. Okay, so our first number, we'll start with the number 36. Okay, so what you have to do is, now there's a lot of factors for 36. That's why I picked it. And I want to show you that regardless of what numbers you pick, you'll still get there. The number on the left side and the number on the right side, the two 36s, will still get us to where we want to be. Okay, so we're going to take 36 and we're going to break this thing down. So the first thing that comes to mind is 6 times 6. Okay, so we have to keep breaking it down. Okay, we have to keep breaking it down. So I'm going to take 6 now, and now I'm going to think of the factors of 6. What two numbers give me 6? Well, the two numbers that give me 6 are 2 times 3 times, let's break down the other 6, 2 times 3. Okay? So that will be my final answer, which I'm going to show you how to write it as an exponent. Okay, but let's work with this. And now the reason I picked 36 is because you can think of other numbers that give me 36. For example, 4 times 9. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep chopping this down. Okay, that's going to give me 2 times 2. And this is going to give me the 9 when we break it down, 3 times 3. And if you notice, we're still getting the same answer, okay? Now, how to write this as an exponent is real simple, okay? I'm going to take out my yellow highlighter and look at the 2's. We have how many 2's there? 2, okay? So when I write this, I'm going to write my answer as 2 to the second power times, well, how many 3's? 2 3's. 3 to the second power. And this is what I'm going to need for you to give me on a test. I don't want to accept this. I'll accept in exponential form. And if you notice, look at the same, look 36 to the right. 2 2's, 2 3's, okay? So that's your first example or sample there. Let me give you another one, okay? Now we'll work with something bigger. Let's say, let's say the number 140, okay? Now, like 36, I knew 6 times 6, and I know 4 times 9. But something like 140, I'm not going to know off the top of my head. So think of the rules of divisibility when you do this, okay? All right, so the number is 140. Now, to tell you the truth, I don't know where this is going to go. But I know one thing. If it ends in 0, I can take this number and divide it by 10. And that'll get me my first start. So I'm going to take the number 140. I'm going to divide it by 10. And I know that 10 is going to squeeze into 14 one time, which is going to give me 10. And that's going to give me 4 left over. I'm going to bring down the 0. Now I have 40. So 10 times 4 is going to give me 40. So what I just did was I just came up with 2 factors. 10 times 14. Okay? Now once I've done that initial section, now I can easily break down 10. 10 breaks down to 2 times 5, and 14 breaks down to 7 times 2, and there is my final answer, because I can't break any of these other numbers down. 2 you can't break down, because the only way you can break it down is 2 times 1. The only way you can break 5 down is 5 times 1. And then the only way you can break down 7 is 7 times 1, and the same goes for 2 again, 2 times 1. So these are all prime numbers. The only thing I need to do now is to combine this and to rewrite it in exponent form or exponential form. So if you notice, I have a 2 and I have a 2. So that means I have 2 to the second power, because there's 2 of them, times 5 times 7. And this is what I'm looking for a test, on a test. Okay, that's what I need. I need it in that format. Okay, let's try one more. Let's try, let's pick another number where you may not know 2 factors to start. So you're going to have to, I call it when you're desperate. All right, when it ends in 0, you can divide by 10. And if you remember the rules of divisibility, if I gave you a number, let's say like 75. Okay, 75. If it ends in 5, you can always divide that by 5 if you don't know where to begin. Okay, so I'm going to take my 75 and I'm going to divide it by 5. And I'm going to say, okay, 5 times 1 is going to get me 5. That's 2 left over. I bring down the 5. Now I have 25. Okay, so 5 times 5 will get me 25. So I have my 2 numbers here. My 2 factors are going to be 5 times 15. Now 5 is prime. So what I do is I'm going to swing this 5 all the way down to the bottom, meaning I can't break it down any further. But 15, okay, I can continue to break down. 3 times 5. And now I know 3 is prime. That's part of my answer. I know 5 is prime. So I just swing them down. So this is what I'm left with. And now I have to write it in exponent form. So if you notice, I have a 5 and a 5. So my answer is going to be, my final answer, 5 to the second power times 3. All right, and if you redid this problem mathematically, it would end up back at 75. And that's prime factorization. Quick lesson, really easy to understand. And we'll do more of this in class. But watch my videos and pay attention, because we have a quiz or a test at any time right around the corner. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll be posting a new one shortly. Take care.